Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Ink Dependence. I'm Mike, and today I have a cool ink for you that is one of my favorite inks to use in a lot of pens. This is Sailor Blue Black, and this was 15 bucks for 50 mils. I bought this at our local shop, Crazy Allen's, a while ago. I just really like Sailor Blue Black. I think it's very good. It turns out. Comes in a little bottle like this, very classy. It's less expensive than a lot of Sailor inks, but that doesn't mean it's not great. This is kind of that basic line. Sailor Black is great. Sailor Blue Black, likewise, extremely good, and probably one that you ought to hunt down. It's a really good Sailor ink and a really nice ink in general. Let's take a look at it on some paper here. Here it is in my Nebula Casual note. This is a 90 grams per square meter paper, and I would say the flow on this one is medium, maybe medium wet, I suppose. Performance really good on the 20 pound. Just a few spots with that particular nib, but I actually don't have that pen inked up anymore. I just put it in there for funsies, and I've cleaned it out since I wrote this. I took a little bit of a break, as some of y'all might know, and so some of these are a little bit older, but it's an ink that I keep in lots of pens actually right now. The mild shading and sheen, a little bit of Sailor smell there. It's not super prominent, but as you can see here, it is a beautiful ink, and I think that really offsets any of the smell you might get when you ink this up. But Sailor inks do have a particular smell, and so I think that biocide in there, the smell of mold not taking over a bottle at all. So really nice looking ink there, and it's one that I use in pens that I don't know very well because this ink works across the board. Currently I have it in this Tuzu pen, which is one of these weird pens where you can change the orientation of your section a little bit. That's kind of fun, but I wanted to know how this nib worked, and so I put an ink in there that I know. Likewise, I have put it in this Narwhal Eclipse, which is a brand new retractable pen that I have, and it wasn't working super well with the previous ink, so I decided to put this in there and see how it goes, and it goes better than it did with the other ink, so I think that's an improvement. So yeah, this is a good ink to have just to put in pens that you're not real familiar with, because you know what, it's gonna work and it's gonna be nice. Down here I say it's hard to beat a good blue black, and this is a really good blue black. It's dark, but it's definitely a blue black and not a green. Some blue blacks do lean toward green, or they can even lean a little bit purple sometimes, but this one just is, this is a blue black. And if you're like, what does a blue black look like? It looks like that. It's not a navy, it's a blue black. Get off there, Katy Perry. She has that hair wants to stick to this paper, I tell you what, every time. So there you go. But yeah, super blue black, 15 bucks for this 50 ml bottle. I think very good. Good color, good flow, a little bit of sheen sometimes. It's real nice. And it will fit in super well at your like office environment or literally kind of wherever. I don't think anybody's going to get mad about this Sailor Blue Black. All right, let's get a little water on here. Take a look at this chromatography right quick, and then we'll take a look at it on some various papers and some other blue blacks, because blue black is a family that I like a lot, and so I have some I can compare to it. Let's give this a little shake and a shimmy. Really though, the bottom line is just get yourself a bottle of this. It's very good. You won't be sorry. Uh-oh, got a little bit of water underneath. It'll be okay, but oops. All right, let's mop this up. It actually looks like it's faring very well, which we should have seen from this over here, where you get this kind of navy band across the top, but it is pretty consistent, and there's definitely a nice gray band at the bottom. Some inks will have that. They'll have this sort of gray base layer, and I'm not sure what that color is, but it seems like it works really well. Yeah, this is very water resistant. Look at that. It looks, I mean, a fair amount came up. You definitely have some blue that would move, but wow, that is completely readable. Doesn't even really look like it changed much. It looks like it took the sheen layer off the top, perhaps, but that's more or less all. Slight staining around it, but yeah, wow, that is much better than I thought it was going to be. You always love to see that. So yeah, that's cool. Pretty water resistant. Neat. All right, so here it is on some Staples 20 pound, 30% recycled copy paper. This is from a Sailor 1911 broad nib, which is bigger than either of the nibs I have it in currently, but yeah, no real problems there. I don't see any feathers. Maybe a couple. Actually, that's pretty good. There's a little bit of a partial fingerprint. I actually managed to get a little bit of a fingerprint on this paper. How about that? So yeah, but it looks good on there. Very, very minor bleed on there. This is a very good, strong ink to use in lots of places, I think. More ghosting than anything, just some spots coming through. But this is, of course, sort of a bottom of the bottom tier paper, really, for pens like this. Next up, I put it on some Morman Juris paper, which I like quite a lot. There's another bit about shelter markers. Oh, I also had this in an OMOS and a Sailor. I've used it in so many different things just because, I don't know, it's really good to try out nibs and pens. Looks really nice on here, very readable, I think, definitely dark enough. You do get some of the sheen and the shading on this paper. This is Morman's top tier paper, and it's really very nice. Get yourself some Juris if you have a chance, but I think it looks very nice. It's just kind of pleasant to write with, and I like it quite a lot. So yeah, there you go. Next up, Inky Fingers currently ink paper. This is wheat straw paper, which you can't really get anymore, but it's kind of like sugarcane paper or bamboo. And this ink looks pretty good on here. It's a little bit bland, perhaps. I think it just, this paper is, it does tend to like flatten stuff out a little bit sometimes, but it worked out perfectly fine. There's a Tuzu there. There's the OMOS. Right there, I was putting down a little bit more ink. This OMOS is a very nice wet nib on that one. Haven't any others on there. Eclipse. I didn't write the second Eclipse one in there. Yeah, that's probably enough for that one. Cool, looks good and works just fine. Lastly, Gale & Leather Company Everyday book, and I have several of them in here. There it is from the Eclipse, which is that retractable narwhal pen. Looks really, really strong on this paper. I love the way that it makes it look kind of steely blue there. Let's see, what else is it in here? We've got, did I write the OMOS in here? Sometimes I don't write all the pens that I use, so I'm just like using a diagnostic one and that sort of thing. There's the Tuzu. Looks really good on that one as well. And then if I go back a few pages, then we'll probably find some more just because it's really, really very good. Let's see. Do we have any more? Did I lie? I didn't write the other one in there? I don't know. I must have put it in there somewhere. Whatever. It's around somewhere. Look, sometimes there's a while there I got a little bit disorganized. I don't know. It works out all right. Whatever. There's a couple there and it looks good on those. All right, now for comparisons, here it is on a Colodex card. Very nice looking on here. There's the Sailor Blue Black and a Sailor 1911 broad nib there. Looks good. I didn't do more writing samples on the back, although I should. Maybe I will. But very nice looking. Then we have here Diamine Chopin, which I really like. I think this is a good ink. This is one of the music series from Diamine, and they do really nice stuff with those music inks. It doesn't have quite as much sheen, but it's definitely in the same sort of color family. Then we have here Tasha Jeans Dark Wash. Again, very, very similar color. Taisho Roman Teranishi Guitar Smoky Navy. If you want to have something like this, but with a ton more sheen, that's probably the way to go. And then lastly, I pulled this one, which is a really great ink. Athena Blue Black is one that's just really hard to get. You have to actually go to Japan to get this ink. A friend of mine sent me a sample, and I really like blue black inks, of course, and Athena Blue Black is great. It's kind of in the same color family. It's a little bit smoother for some reason. I don't know. It just kind of looks, the gradient between the colors just looks like very smooth there. So yeah, it's good stuff, this blue black family, and this is the top end one, I think. So pretty neat. All right, so that's been Sailor Blue Black, and my diagnosis or my recommendation, my prescription is get yourself a bottle of this. $15 for 50 mils is a pretty darn good price for an ink this solid and this interesting. I would say grab some, and let me know what your favorite blue black is down there in the comments. What's your favorite blue black? Maybe I need to find some more blue blacks. Maybe you'll have one that I don't. But until next time, think about what you put out in the world, make it a better place, and I will see you again in another video. Until then, peace out.